Hello YouTube. Today I'll be going over the Swing and Slide NE3061 Super SpeedWave Plastic Slide for a 5-foot swing set. So stick around. So for any of you guys that are looking for some instructions on the Swing and Slide NE3061 Super SpeedWave Plastic Slide, that's a mouthful. This might be where you want to stop and look. There's not a lot of videos out there. There's definitely not a lot of information that I've seen, so I wanted to just kind of put something short together for you all. First off, whenever the slide arrived, it came with all its parts, which was just the slide. There was an instruction manual that I didn't see anywhere else prior to purchasing the slide. In that instruction manual, which was taped to the side of the slide, it told me that I needed to get some decking screws, some truss screws. I needed to make a stake to go into the ground to keep the end of the slide from sliding back and forth whenever people or children come down it. All material that I had on hand. I'll include a copy of the slide instructions in the notes of this video. If you'll just look down there for them. You're going to need a drill. You can do it with a screwdriver, but you'll wear your wrist out. Measuring tape, hammer, some type of potential power saw. You're looking for a circular chop saw, miter saw. I kind of made the stake. There is other options for the stake, and I'll explain that as I go along too, but the making the stake is not necessary, and I'll show you why. What is going to be required is a 17-inch board, and then basically cut down to a point. So to measure the board out 17 inches, and then it requires an 1 3/4 inch angle on the actual stake portion of it itself. So you'll take one end of it, measure 1 3/4 inch up, and then you'll make an angle down to the center of the board, and you'll cut it on both sides. It's not too terribly difficult, but it's also not necessary. I use 2x4 material. It says that also in the paperwork. Pressure treated wood, because it's going to be out there and exposed to rain and other elements too. Take it to wherever you're going to. You may already be there with your slide now at the play set. Kind of fit your play slide up to where you want it to go. What I ended up doing is just putting down some of the blocks that came from the actual stake itself when I cut it. It's just what I had on hand. I've got tons of other little pieces of wood laying around because this has been a long project for us putting together a fort for him. But ideally, you just want to kind of get lined up and then get the slide out of the way, so that way you can go ahead and put the stake into the ground. The reason why I'm putting so much emphasis on this stake is because there's an easier way to go and do this, and I'm sure most of you guys have already figured it out. Once I've got where I wanted to put the stake into the ground, I moved the slide out of the way, and from there I started hammering it into the ground with a mallet. Do that for a long time, and then once you've spent about 15 minutes doing that, and you still haven't really made it more than 2, 3, 4 inches into the ground, go get something that can really dig up the ground. I use some post hole diggers, and dig it about 1 foot deep, and then you can hammer the rest into the ground. Otherwise, you're going to be just beating yourself to death with it. Once you have your stake in place, you want to go ahead and put your slide back over and kind of get it lined back up. And then go to the top of the slide, and you're going to take those truss screws and you're going to drill it down through your decking board. Now my decking board is 1 inch thick, which really boils down to 3/4 inch. They recommend that you have your truss screws be 1 inch and I think 1 1/4 inch long, 1.5 inches. That's going to go way through it. So I'm going to have to double up with some more wood there, just so there's nothing poking out and no kid ends up banging their head into it. Once you've got those screwed down, you'll want to go ahead and go to the base of it where your 2-inch stake is sitting, and it should be just on the inside of your slide. And you're going to take 2 decking screws, and you're going to drill through the actual slide. You may want to pilot hole that. You don't necessarily have to if you have decking screws, but once you've got that in there, it should be pretty solid. And that's pretty much it. Here's some video of Atticus playing on it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Watch, Daddy.
I'm watching.
You sit down.
You're gonna slide down?
Wait.
Go. You have got yourself a slide, don't you? Hey, so you like it?
Huh.
All right, look right here. Say, I like it.
I like it.
Good deal. Go do it again.